love superheroes but wish they were more 90s to the extreme? Well, you're in luck. It looks like Marvel and Image Comics alumnus Rob Liefeld has a new deal with Fundamental Films and Akiva Goldsman to bring his extreme universe to life on the big screen. With me today to talk about this are Danielle Radford and Jay Washington. All right, guys, so what makes this particular property and Liefeld in general so interesting?
Rob Liefeld was the 90s in comic books. Like, he was that guy. He worked for Image, he worked for Marvel, he worked for DC. Everything about his aesthetic is bigger. If you are a person who thinks bigger is better,
it was all
then
right,
that's what that is.
What do you say, Jay?
I was literally going to just piggyback on that. Everything he did was bigger. He was known for making the heroes super huge. They were just diesel. Like, everybody was built like the Hulk with their regular uniforms. And you knew it was a Rob Liefeld art because of the way it was drawn. You didn't even have to know. You'd be like, oh, that's his.
Yeah. Well, he's also, some people have been talking about sort of like Deadpool, but he's not the person who made Deadpool great.
No.
Danielle's like, no.
He just drew Deadpool.
Well, he created the character along with it, I think, and I've never been sure on how to pronounce this, Fabian and Chenza. They created the character, but the thing that made Deadpool good was that Joe Kelly run, when it was him and Ed McGuinness. That was where you got the things about Deadpool that you loved. That's where Blind Al came in. That's where you got a lot of that fourth wall breaking. The things that made him really good. And so I'm wondering what they're going to do with this new series, because that's not only, Deadpool's not the only character that he's created, and someone else has stepped in and made that into like something that's human and great. He did the same thing for that character Supreme, which in Liefeld fashion was just like, oh, let's take Superman, but make him extreme.
And make him whoop on a Marvel dude.
Right. And so what happened was that Alan Moore came in and turned that into what was actually a really interesting character, and I don't know if that's going to be part of this buy, but that's kind of Rob Liefeld's thing. He takes a character, throws more swords, more pockets, gets rid of some hands and some feet, and then someone else comes in and they make that character human.
And a lot of blood.
Oh, so much
Just blood and
Well,
guts
what
and
happens
glory.
when you take blood, guts, glory, and Akiva Goldsman? What does Akiva Goldsman bring to this?
That's gonna be nice, because now they're a big producer in China, one of the top film producers with Fundamental. So of course that style that Chinese films like to have, and what's gonna attract that crowd, which is the big revenue generator, they're gonna have a lot of input into this script writing, into this, how this production goes to this film. So it's like, listen, you might want to keep it simplistic, but let's add all of this.
Yeah,
all of this.
Dude knows how to shape, like that, they know how to shape a franchise and take something that could be big and ridiculous and hone it into something that, if nothing else, is gonna make some money.
Well, this isn't the first property that Goldsman has picked up. He also picked up Evangeline earlier, I think it was last year? November of last year.
Yeah,
which
2016.
is just moments ago. For people who don't know about the character, besides those bubbies.
Oh boy,
what can you guys tell us?
I wasn't much of a fan of. I know Danielle probably followed it more than I did.
Evangeline, it's just another like, I'm gonna beat some butt and I got a sword and here's my boobs.
Several swords.
Like that's very much that style and his style. The same with like Blood Wolf and like Young Blood and like all of these like the blood properties.
Blood Wolf.
You know?
Blood Strike.
That is 90s so hard.
Again, that's take Lobo and you make him extreme and you add more pockets and you add more
Blood Strike.
swords.
That's basically Deadpool on a whole nother team. And this is a whole team they made that Liefeld and designed. Oh, these are all dead superheroes that the government brings back to life.
So what would you guys want to see from a film?
If I don't know if Supreme is going to be part of this, I would love to see that story. It was actually a really, really, really well done kind of look into the golden era of comics and deconstructing what the new extreme thing. It was basically Alan Moore showing Rob Liefeld like, hey, here's also what you can do with the thing that you do. So that would be a really interesting property that I would love to see. But also, if you take Youngblood and it's just a bunch of crazy folks doing crazy stuff and like cars going everywhere and it's all Fast and the Furious style with everything, I will watch that all day. Give it to me.
I was just thinking when you said with the cars, I was like, you're going to take Fast and the Furious, mix it with Suicide Squad, and give it that extra blood and swords detail that what it's known for. That's a pretty good movie.
I would totally watch that.
Yeah,
I love this. I
Right.
love all of these ideas. And we want to know what you guys think. What would you like to see from this movie? What do you want to see from the Extreme Universe? Let us know. You can tweet us at SJ News. And of course, you can always click here for more Screen Junkies news. Thanks for being with us.